So that increased my faith even more. And one thing I've learned over these years of my life is that God wants your faith to increase. He doesn't want it to decrease. He wants it to increase. So uh, basically, that's what happened. My faith increased through that experience, and so it was something that I'll never forget. It was something that you don't forget stuff like that. You take that with you to the grave. You know what I mean? You take moments like that, experiences like that with you forever and ever. So now back to the part I was talking about, how I went to the wrong city that I shouldn't have gone to. North means north. God told me to go north from where I was at. He didn't say northeast. I went northeast, and I paid a severe price for doing that. And I'll tell you guys about that in a minute. Um, and that's the thing. When God tells us something, we have to listen to it. When it's specific, we don't get to add something to it. We don't get to say, okay, God said go north, so I'm gonna go a little bit east of north. We don't get to do that, and that's what I did. And so basically, what ended up happening next after that, I went to an area of town, like I said, that was really bad. As soon as I got there, man, as soon as I got there, I started bumping into this person and that person that were like totally just tweaked out. People know what that means. I don't know if people know what that means or not, but when somebody's like gacked out or tweaked out, they shake and they're up to no good and they just want to steal your stuff. I can't tell you, like, as soon as I got there, people were already looking at what I had and like, oh yeah. I had one person come up to me and be like, "That's my phone you got there," or something like that. And it was, of course, it was mine, because I brought it with me. I had a phone with me at the time. It was a crappy one. It wasn't even a good one. Cracks all over the screen and everything, but at least it worked. It was a smartphone, and at least it worked. And I did have a charger on me too. And anyway, this guy comes up to me and he's like, that's my charger. I mean, this kind of thing you deal with when you're dealing with like drug addicts and just evil people that just want to, you know, uh, basically just take advantage of you, And when you're homeless, I hate to say it, but more people do want to take advantage of you when you're homeless, and I believe that's because the devil knows that you're homeless, and I believe that evil people know that you're homeless, and I believe they feel like kind of giddy inside. They feel kind of excited about that. So they do find you, they do hunt you down, they do seek you out, and they do try to mess with you. There is a way to combat that, though. Even though I wasn't doing that as much as I should at the time, I didn't have a Bible with me at the time because I was homeless. I had just a bag of clothes and a few other things. If I would have had the Bible with me, I could have been reading it every day. Had I done that, I would have put the armor of God over me. But since I didn't do that, I opened myself up to evil all around me, and sure enough, that's what happened. Because I would say a few. Okay, so I got to Deer Valley. I was literally sleeping in this park over there that you know every time you would go to sleep there, you would wake up because the sprinklers would come on. The sprinklers would come on and they would wake me up. I can't tell you how many times that happened where I'd be like in a deep sleep and I was like sleeping for like 3 hours, and all of a sudden the sprinklers would come on and the water would just be spraying all over you. It happens to everyone that sleeps in the park. They know what I'm talking about. Then you just got to get up, grab your stuff, and move. But one night, I decided that I had a little bit of money from. I was doing a little bit of panhandling at that time. People know what that is, where you basically that's just asking people if they can spare some change. What I would do with that change usually is I would go and get some coffee with it. At that point in my life, coffee was like the biggest luxury ever. For me to have a large cup of coffee, man, that to me that I had the same feeling as if I just won $40 off of a scratch ticket. Like, it was the same feeling. To get a big cup of coffee made me just as happy if I would have won $40 off of a scratch ticket, because I wasn't playing scratch tickets, so that wouldn't have happened to me anyway. I didn't have the money to be gambling like that, and so basically. So that's why I would panhandle, mostly for coffee, believe it or not. Like, just a cup of coffee in the morning. I might just get like $2 and I would go and get a cup of coffee. But because you can't really get warm coffee through government assistance type stuff. You know what I'm talking about? But so you have to get it with cash or change. So although they are changing that at some places, but like some fast food restaurants now are allowing people to use government assistance to get warm coffee that they have and stuff. So it's not all of them, but out here in Arizona, there's certain places are doing that. It's not many, and I honestly I don't think I've ever done it before because I haven't been able to find one that would actually do it. But anyway, so that does happen from time to time. But so one night I decided to use my money for something different, something I shouldn't have used it for. And this is the funny part about it, because I had met a friend who his girlfriend had gotten him a motel room for the night, and he invited me to go ahead and stay with him. And you know, this is another point about our choices that we make in life. Sometimes one little choice that we make can end up causing us a severe amount of stress and a severe amount of harm and turmoil in our life. So I did end up going to the motel room to watch some TV. You know, I was appreciative of the fact that he had a motel room in the first place, that he was going to let me hang out with him and watch some television and make some coffee while I was in there. That was all nice and everything like that. But on the way there, because you got to remember, the devil puts people in places when he knows something good has happened to you and stuff like that. He puts people there to try to ruin it. That's what he does. And they don't always know that that's what he's using them for. But people that don't have Jesus, they're under the devil's, they're more under his influence than people who do have Jesus in their heart, like me. So on the way to the motel room, I bumped into this girl that was just standing by the sidewalk. I mean, it was so obvious she was just waiting basically for somebody to walk by, and it just so happened to be me. But